What up, y'all? What it do? I'm Miss Indigo Blue. Thanks for stopping through to the results of my apartment search here in Nevada. As you have probably noticed, we did not choose an apartment, but instead we chose a house. And as we tour you through the house, I'm going to tell you exactly why I decided to do that. I began my original apartment search in February of 2021. Over the course of less than a year to approximately November 2021, the market in the Las Vegas area completely changed. So even if the same like properties were available, the cost of living had increased by such an amount that if you were looking in February 2021, you would have been looking at a $100 per square foot type of arrangement, meaning that if your apartment was 1,000 square feet, you probably would be paying about $1,000 rent. If your apartment was 120 square feet, you would be probably paying about $1,200. By the time November of 2021 rolled around, it had changed by a monthly increase of $300 to $400. So that $1,000 apartment would now be $1,300 to $1,400, as well as the larger one would have been $1,500 to $1,600 per month, plus whatever the utility arrangement would have been. So the reason why I chose a house was for several reasons. I ended up in a good school district. The square footage of the house compared to the square footage of the apartments was dramatically different. I got a much larger space than I would have had I chose an apartment. I am a timeshare owner, and one of my timeshare locations is local. So I have everyday pool access and everyday gym access should I want to travel over to that establishment. This house also comes with a garage, which you'll end up seeing, for storage, and my own private backyard. I still wouldn't have any yard maintenance per se, as the grass outside is turf and then everything else is either stone or concrete. I do feel like we are missing out a little bit on the resort style lifestyle that we had become accustomed to the year before, but I also feel like what we got is very fitting for our lifestyle. So we're going to go ahead and tour with you through the rest of the home. And one thing that I would like to say is do not slack on your move-in checklist. Whenever you are renting a property, whether it be from a business, an individual, a realty company, you always want to make sure that you complete your move-in checklist. I myself have rented out properties to people several times and given them move-in checklists, and none of them have ever been returned to me. Therefore, if anything drastic happens, I always have to have someone come in and assess the situation. Is this just something that would have naturally happened to the home, or is this something that they neglectfully did that caused the home to be in this manner? So when I say check your home, I'm saying check every blind and every window screen. Lift them all up. Make sure they are all going up and down. As you see here, these blinds, they were all torn up. They were so old. I don't know if the people who lived here previously just didn't open them, but they were mostly all in poor working conditions. There were gaps in some of the windows where the screens were not flush, and it did state in my lease that they would not be replacing screens. So luckily that was just in one bedroom. This actually came out of the ice maker in the refrigerator. Both the filter light was on, and then these types of residues were coming out. They sent someone out. He clicked a few buttons on the refrigerator which reset, but never ever replaced the filter or fixed that. So I kept note of that. Run the dishwasher, check the microwave. Make sure all the eyes on your stove are working. Light your fireplace. If there's any cracks in your tiles, if there's any chips in your paint, if the baseboards have chips or missing pieces or loose, if there's any nicks anywhere, write it down and don't try to specify. Definitely check your outlets in each and every room. Make sure that they are, one, working, two, not cracked or broken like these, and that they are actually functioning properly. So just use a curling iron, a cell phone, anything that you normally would to go throughout the premises and check each and every outlet and make sure that they are working. I never really use this light fixture because as I've been here, I realized that it cracks and pops when it's on, which makes me nervous. Also, if you can see there, one of the bulbs is out. None of your bulbs should be out when you move in. Look. If it ain't flushing properly, let them know. You also want to open each and every cabinet and drawer that is in the house. Make sure all the hinges are working properly. If there's paint chips, handles missing, if the drawers are not opening and closing properly, you want to make note of that. You will get, to decide at the end of your checklist if it's something that you just wanted to make note of, or if you actually want them to come in and fix it right away. And if that's something that you want them to do, then you need to note also what repairs were done. Run every faucet, every bathtub, every sink, every outside faucet. Run them all. Make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do, especially if you have a jacuzzi style tub. When I ran the jets, I found that they were clogged. There was lots of black debris and different things like that coming out. And I mean, even after running it, it still was coming out. Not only that, but the drain cover didn't work properly. So then once I had the tub filled up, I couldn't get the tub emptied so that I could run it again or try to clean it out again. So this had to be serviced. If you open the medicine cabinets and they're all scratched up or there's shelves missing, check your doors, your door frames. Are they hanging properly? Do your closet doors slide back properly? Are there chips of paint there? Especially the flooring, you want to make very, very good notes to yourself, but to them be very vague. Cracks, chips, and just write that in the tile for that room, but don't be like one tile with missing piece, or if there's one completely missing like this, you could write it down. However, if there's just general cracks and discolorations, you want to also note that. Discolorations, oil stains. This is the garage. You want to go outside the perimeter of your home. You want to make sure, if there's cracks or anything like that, just make sure you write it all down. We had a problem with the garage door not doing right. Make sure your locks line up properly, or that the doors can be open and closed without having any trouble. We were kept getting locked outside. You have a garage. Make sure it goes up and down. They definitely had to come out and replace this unit. I was so bummed because this reverse osmosis tank was actually not connected to the house and doesn't work, and the water here is very harsh. So make sure that you read your lease thoroughly. They did mention that if it wasn't in working order, they weren't going to repair it. And The other day when I was out here, I felt like I smelled gas a little bit. So if that happens again, I'm going to be calling for them to come check this out. So some things are handled directly by your housing agent. Some things you have to actually call the company for. I felt like the water in the home wasn't up to par, and so I added filters. So I hope this helps you to put a few more things on your move-in checklist that you might not have thought about. We did go ahead and get moved in, and we're about to get out in these Las Vegas streets, and we hope that our adventures change your mind about what there is to do out here in these streets. And as always, I'll leave you with my mantra, which is, when it gets hectic, don't forget, I've got it, you've got it, we've got it, the power. And you can do anything and everything you set your mind to with your power. May it be for your greatest good or your greatest other. I'm Miss Indigo Blue, and I'll see you here again next time. Ciao.